Ryan here for Bender Wins. Hope everyone's doing well today. Yeah, I just want to jump on, do a really quick live here with you guys. So hope everyone's doing well. Just wait like a minute till we get some people in there. I assume it's just Rick and me in here. Hey, Rick. Yeah. So I will go through any Q&A stuff. Now this is only going to be 30 minutes today. That's all I have, but I did want to jump on because I have done a couple lives on TikTok, but I haven't done any lives here on YouTube for a while. So I just want to jump on, just answer any questions, anything you guys might have as well. Just kind of go through any bets, any questions that you guys might have about tonight's games, etc., etc. And I will give out answers and or leans to any games you guys might want opinions on, unless it's a masterclass game, in which case I will just pass on that one. So, hey guys, how you doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Lots of steam. Actually, it just came through. LeBron James questionable. Injuries mean injury. I don't know. They mean so little. They mean so little when it comes to. I didn't get a chance to do a free pick today or this weekend for that matter. Hopefully back at it tomorrow, and I do apologize for that. What a morning. I mean, talk about a frustrating morning. First I had issues getting the email out. I eventually get that out. It's like, okay, perfect, problem solved. And then I can't upload to YouTube. I could upload to YouTube. I couldn't have it go live. So frustrating morning, but that did balance out today with the start we had to the day. So we got a couple nice underdogs, nice one unit play, and some sprinkles. Yeah, so, okay, first game. Let's have a look here. You know what I don't have? I don't have my notes, actually. Okay. All right, so definite lean in this one. So Alabama. So Bama swung from a 1-point dog. I believe they're, yeah, minus one, -1.5 now. Nice money distribution on Bama. I got a couple systems on Bama as well. For the spread, 39% of bets, 70% of money, all on Alabama. There's some under indicators on here as well. Nothing though, again, that's profitable this year. So, you know, more of a lean there, but some really nice systems, on Bama. So, one of them, teams coming off a loss versus ranked opponent. This one covers 63% as a 22% ROI. Money line distribution, 40% of bets, 61% of money on Bama. So, you know, there's a fair amount there. What Bama is going to show up? I think that's the question. But I mean, the lean is Bama 100% in that one. I don't think there's any doubt about that it's Bama or nothing. You know, at laying -1 is not bad. 1.5. You know, I don't know. You're starting to get away from a bit of value there, but yeah. Okay, so how long until the consensus picks become available? Those of you guys that don't know, working with 3 other guys on a project called Consensus Picks. So it's funny, it's actually going to be Las Vegas Consensus Picks, despite the fact that only 2 of them are in Vegas and 2 are Canadian. So one being myself. We were supposed to have a chat this past Monday, and unfortunately one of the people couldn't make it. So we delayed that, but it's still like, you know, with anything I do, you know, it's walk before you run. So we've had an amazing start to it, knock on wood, really, really strong. And hopefully that'll be soon. So I'll keep you posted. I'll definitely keep you posted. We still have no idea in terms of like how it'll be sent out. No idea in terms of like, you know, pricing or anything like that. But when it does come time for it, there'll be something for masterclass members. Like, yeah, there'll be something there for masterclass members. So, what's up, buddy? Tim McIntyre. How you doing, man? Long time viewer. All right, what games you guys want to know about today? I only have, like I said, I only got 30 minutes today, and I gotta like stick to that. Every time I say 30 minutes, I end up doing an hour. But I actually do have, I got a little bit of company coming by today, so I gotta get dinner and stuff ready. Yeah, I mean, well, so yeah, Chad's saying I'm picturing a nightly 2 unit play. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, so I haven't gone 2 units on our games yet. It's a different unit system, and it was against my wishes with the consensus group. I wanted to just keep it simple, range it from half unit to 3 units, the way I do it. They didn't want to do that, so we're doing 1 to 5 units. So everything is 1 to 5 units. I just go ahead and bet it the same way I would normally bet it anyways. But I'm just right now kind of flat betting everything on that because it's more experimental. So I'm flat betting everything 1 unit across the board. Although, given how amazing we started, I wish I had actually followed the units. But look, I always talk about sports betting is long term. So I'm not, all I care about is just proof of concept, that we're finding the best value every single day. And so far it's been good. We had every day's kind of 1 play, every once in a while 2 plays, and then I think we had 1 day where we had 3 plays. I believe we went 3-0 that day. So I saw a pick back here someone was asking about. Hold on here. Duke -2. Let's have a look at Duke. Alrighty here. So yeah, so now this is interesting. So early this morning, there was steam on that. I don't think you can get -2. If you can get -2 at your book, you got a good line because I believe, yeah, it's moved to 3 now. So it's kind of 3 across the board. There was steam early this morning at BetMGM West Virginia, which is a good profitable book for following steam. Money distribution, you're getting 80% of bets on Duke, 86% of money. So it's not a contrarian play. Definitely betting with the public on this one. But there is some sharp money there as well. I don't know if there's enough of an edge, in my opinion. Like if you can get this at -2, then yeah, I think, some value there. There is the one thing here, and like I said, I don't have my notes here, but the thing that kind of jumped out at me as being interesting is that despite the fact there seems to be heavy action on the spread, there's definitely some sharp money line money on UNC here. So yeah, I didn't really have a lean on that one way or another, but yeah. All right. Did I talk about? Yeah, did I talk about consensus group? I did. I touched on consensus group briefly. Nothing really new. We were supposed to meet on Monday. It didn't happen. One of the guys couldn't join on the Zoom, so we postponed it. Hopefully this Monday. That's the problem with 4 people. It's challenging to get, with busy schedules, challenging to get everyone together. But Monday seemed to be that day with no Monday Night Football now. It's a little bit lighter schedule for everyone. So I'll have an update for you guys down the road. Okay, let's check another one. Okay, here. Probably cover this at some point. Sorry, I'm not following this. Yeah, I'm not really following that question there. Okay, sorry. All right, let's look at another one. Okay, Miami, Florida +4. All right, so this is an interesting one because it seems like the books are kind of split down the middle here, between 3.5s and 4. The sharp, jumping out at me, sharp book has Miami +4. Money distribution probably favoring, it would be favoring Virginia in this one. 24% of bets, 35% of money. So that, again, a pretty good indication that there is some sharp money there. Let me just see if there's any steam. There's one reverse line move on Virginia -3. Something interesting in this game. There's 4 different Steam moves from 4 different books, all on the under in that game, but the lowest one's at 128. So here's the problem. There's a lot of Steam on the under, but what are we doing in sports betting? We're looking for value. And the line now is anywhere from 126 to 125 and a half. So, that's a pretty big gap. And I would say that the value is probably evaporated in that one. But again, something that we would want to maybe put on our radar and start to identify value in these teams earlier on. So again, with Steam, reverse line move on UVA, and the better looking money distribution, I probably wouldn't be a buyer of Miami in this one. Just my personal opinion. And again, guys, look, any of the things I'm giving out, this is just based on the numbers. This isn't going through power ratings. Like, there's so much more that goes into obviously capping a game. So it's important you guys remember that. We're just basically just straight up looking at the numbers here. Okay, Knicks +4. Here's what concerns me about the Knicks. Is that LeBron is announced as questionable for this game. And it just seems like every time there's a superstar announced questionable for the game, there's funny business in the NBA. I don't know. Look, I'll tell you from a non-objective standpoint, without my opinion, the Knicks have some nice money distribution, 30% of bets, 61% of money. It's not contrarian, though. There's steam back and forth on both sides. Again, a little bit of a concern with, some steam coming in from 5 dimes on the Lakers in this one. But I have a couple systems on the Knicks coming in at, both of them are coming in around 55%. And that's good for a 7.7 and 7% ROI. And this year, they're both outperforming a little bit. LeBron James questionable. Who knows, right? And with so many teams, they announced that last second, turns out LeBron's playing, and then what, right? So, you're gambling a little bit on whether or not he does or doesn't play. Didn't want to go down that road. And again, there's just, from the system and money distribution standpoint, Knicks, but there's a lot of questions still in this game, a lot of questions. So, and again, look, a big advantage, I'm going to get to your question about Northern Iowa in a second. The thing that I talk about is, what's the advantage that we have over the sports books, okay? Other than, the fact that we go and we find value. Imagine that the sports book said to us, Bender, we're going to let you bet our games, but you have to bet every single game, every single day. Well, we're guaranteed to lose, okay? You can't bet every single game and beat the hell. You can't. So the advantage we have as professional sports bettors is the books have to create a line on every single game. So the books have to create a line on every game. But we only have to bet the games we want. So when I see games like this, Knicks and Lakers, I don't try to force anything. I just say, okay, you know what? There's better options out there. Let's, move on and try to find the better option, right? Same thing goes with a casino. I say, if you play in a casino long enough, they're going to beat you. But here's the one advantage that you do have, because you have no advantages in the casino unless you're counting cards or something like that, or playing poker. But if you're going up against a house, here's the one advantage that you have. You can leave whenever you want. They can't. Okay? So I'll say that. You can go walk into a casino, make a couple grand and just say, adios, we'll see you later. But they count on you not doing that. So there you go. Little tidbit. Okay, Northern Iowa. I said I was going to answer this one. Where's UNI? There they are. Okay. So let's start off here. With a system. Okay, so I have a system, guys. This is more or less just an indicator. So it's not something that, I'm looking at the system and saying, okay, I have to bet this game. This one is a very, very broad-based indicator, okay? The record, there's over 10,000 games in this, but it does have a positive ROI. It has a 3.2% return on investment. It's hitting 53%, so it's not superb. It's 5,641 wins, 4,974 wins, but it's a nice indicator for me to look at and say, okay, this is kind of the direction that I want to look at. Money distribution, also leaning to UNI, and it kind of shows that there's some sharp money. And when I open it, I'm betting that we probably are going to see some steam on UNI. 30% of bets, 54% of money. 30% of bets, 54% of money. So what does that tell you? Well, only 3 out of 10 people are walking to the window placing bets on UNI, but those bets are larger. And when you see a big gap, that 24% difference, it's often an indication that there's some very sharp money, such as, guys betting, massive amounts and or syndicates, okay? And syndicates, when you see really big gaps, especially in games where, it's a higher volume of bets. This went up about 3,200 offshore bets on this one right now, and some Vegas bets. Let's just have a look at the steam on this one. Actually, no, surprisingly, no steam is registered, but you don't need steam when you see that kind of money distribution. Yeah. So UNI would be my lean. Again, the system, it's not a system I would just go ahead and bet, but definitely UNI. Let me just look at the money over the last little while. See, the spread has stayed constant. It kind of seems like there's been an uptick in UNI money, but recently there has been some come the other way. Either way, if I had to bet this one, which I'm not, but UNI would be the side in that game. So I think you might be onto something there. Yeah, sorry, Alan, I saw, and it's probably me. I'm still on only my first coffee of the day, so maybe I just didn't read that right. But if you want to email that to me, I'll be happy to go back over that with you. Okay, where do I find these systems? So I have systems that I've created over many years, but the systems that I can transfer over, I've transferred over to Sports Insight. So Sports Insight, that's an option. It's a little bit on the pricey side. However, if I recall correctly, last year during Super Bowl or just before Super Bowl, they put on a sale because it can be pricey. I don't even remember what I paid for it, but it's not cheap. But it's a great tool for me, and it's something I add to my arsenal. So I certainly don't mind. Paying the money because it pays dividends for me down the road. It's just if you're betting small, like 20, 40, 50 bucks, I don't know that it would necessarily be worth. I get 50 bucks it would be. Okay, let's have a look at BYU here. Okay, so couple systems on BYU, and good eye, exactly. I do have that system as well. Comes in at 63%. Now there was something I remember this morning I laid off of. Okay, so couple steam moves on BYU, but then a buyback at 12.5. So you got steam on BYU at 13.5. Then you got steam again at 13, although it's coming from FanDuel, so it's like, iffy amounts of steam. But then you have a buyback at 12.5. You have some steam coming in on Gonzaga. So, the line kind of sits right around that 13 mark. It's contrarian. It's definitely contrarian BYU. So again, with these systems on here and very strong ROIs, I got two systems. One of them has a 6% ROI, which is still good, and the other one has a 22.8% ROI, which is phenomenal. So, again, BYU would be the side in that one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's I think, is that what it is? $250 a month for Sports Insight? I should know. It's a lot of money that I pay out every month, but I don't know. It just goes out and that's it. But yeah, it's like $250 a month for Sports Insight. However, they do have some sales. Yeah. So what's the largest favorite money line you would place in MLB? I wouldn't have one. I really, it would depend on the situation. I mean, obviously I shouldn't say I wouldn't have one, but it ultimately depends if you can find value. If you find value on certain lines, then so be it. And here's the funny thing. I joked around with the guys on Facebook today. So one of the consensus plays yesterday, and I know like if I gave this out in masterclass, people would have freaked right out, was minus 1100. I had a minus 1100 play yesterday. And you think, wow, it's like, that is insane. They put it down for a full unit. I just went half a unit on it because I'm not risking more than 5.5% on a game. It was Canada to win in regulation yesterday, which in hockey, women's hockey, which I believe they won 11-1. So we're laying minus 1100, and people say that's crazy. I would never do that. The game was capped at well over 99% chance, a 99% plus chance. So that's phenomenal odds, right? I can only imagine the emails if I gave out that. But in baseball and anything, it depends on if there's value. During the election, I had bets that were, minus 1,400, minus 1,500 in that range. And I have no issue doing that as long as there's value there. And you have to be prepared every once in a while that you're going to get, you're going to have a loss every once in a while. Disappointing. But so, in baseball, there's situations where, I certainly don't want to lay large amounts of value, but if I think, or large amounts of juice, but if I think there's value, then, it's something I can look at. In hockey, there definitely is a limit. In hockey, there's a limit. Seeing some of these Colorado games, I'm never going to be laying, minus 550 or minus 600 in a hockey game because there's just too much parity in the league. Any team can win on any given day. You could be starting your second string backup goalie from minor league, from the minors, from the AHL, against the top team in the league with all their starters, and you can still lose that game in hockey. So, there is a limit there. Let's see here. This one, USC. All right, USC and Arizona. Okay. Well, you guys are definitely so far the ones you guys are looking at are definitely the sharper side of things. So I have one system on here. It's the same system. It just comes in at 53%. So again, that's just an indication that this is more likely to be the right side. It's something you want to focus in on. It's not something I'm going to look at and say, oh yeah, well I'm just going to go ahead and bet that. I believe there is some steam on USC here. There was a steam bet. Again, BetMGM West Virginia, which has been a profitable book for steam. That steam came in at plus 11.5. Let's see where that line's at now. 10.5 and 11. I would say if you are going to be a part of this, look for 11 because 5 Dimes is holding at 11, and other books have gone to 10.5. I don't care what other books are doing for the most part. If 5 Dimes is holding at 11, there's a reason they're holding at 11. They are sharp. You'll take a look at like Pinnacle, which is no longer giving out their lines and their feeds, but take a look at Pinnacle, a really, really sharp book. And Pinnacle is one of those books, and bless their heart, I love them. And 5 Dimes, kind of similar, that they'll let you get down big money. Other books would be like, no, adios, you're limited. And they're not like that because they use that information to sharpen their lines and beat the public. So yeah, they know sharps are going to beat them, but at the end of the day, they beat the hell out of the public with these amazing lines. And you really gotta pay attention to what 5 Dimes and Pinnacle are doing, and even Heritage for that matter. Heritage is a pretty sharp book, and I think they've attracted a lot of sharp money. Just I think because they were early to adopt crypto depositing, and let's see here. Okay. Let's check. Let's go look at. We haven't looked at any. We did look at an NBA. Let's have a look here. It goes soon. Orlando. Quick glance. Orlando. They're now 8.5 to 9. It looks like in most books. At initial glance, not interested. Not really interested on either side. Steam on both sides, but I'm gonna have a look at this line because it looks like that line has it's kind of taken off in the last little bit. See where the money, okay. Looks like just recently a very large bet came in on Memphis. And I'm just looking at like the money that's like doing this, and then it's like a straight line almost up on Memphis. So also money distribution, it's contrarian. That's the only thing Orlando has going for it. It's contrarian. Outside of that, and I'm not saying I would bet on Memphis. I didn't, and I won't. But yeah, I don't know. It's starting to get to that point. I think when you get up around +9, where maybe there's some value on the buyback at 9, maybe even at 8.5, because the last steam came in I think around 6.5. So you might. I mean, we're getting close to tip off, but you might see some more steam come in Orlando, because there's been steam at 8, 8.5, and 8. So you might see a buyback, especially if you can get 9. It says Bovada still has 9. Yeah, so something to look at. Again, this to me, this goes down to like just, this is the game you really got to dive into and cap the power ratings and stuff. So, let's see here. Yeah, no, unfortunately for people in the U.S., 5 Dimes and Pinnacle are not available in the States. Heritage is. So that's something you could look into. Milwaukee under 230, and I gotta go in like 3 minutes. I'm trying to really stick to the half-hour mark here. Maybe I'll stick around for a couple more minutes, but I do have to get dinner ready. Okay, what game did I just say? Okay, Milwaukee under 230 was the question. Let's have a look here. Okay, so earlier on there was a steam bet on the under. As soon as the lines pretty much came out, steam on the under. Since then, you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steam bets all on the over. The last one was from 5 Dimes at 229. So now we might be getting to the point where we look at it and say, okay, is the line now getting too high? Is it too high at 230 where we can go ahead and get the other side, and the steam has given us value if that's how we're capping it. And for me, however, the thing that's staring me right in the face is the 5 Dimes over 229 steam, making me not feel great about that under. I would personally just stay away from it. Money distribution, not really pretty either. The under's 39% of bets, only 29% of money. So yeah, not something I would be interested in. And again, I think it's good when we do this, that I can kind of show you guys like just how many games you got to go through before you can find value. And it's so funny, like some days it's like every game you look at, you're finding value. And then other days it's like, few and far between. So, I mean, it just really, really depends. There were some weird lines early. Lines that made no sense to me today. And we picked up some nice, not only did we pick up the spread winners, but we got teams +11, +10 outright winners today. So we got some nice sprinkles on the money line. Those lines made no sense. And when a line makes no sense, it's a little scary to me, especially the, what was it? North Carolina, Greensboro. That line made no sense. And you should be weary of when lines don't make sense, because now it's your job as a sports bettor to determine something. Is a line off and it has value, or is this a trap line? Okay, and that's where it really, it comes to work. And it became evident pretty early that, no, there was good value there. And obviously there was value there. They ended up winning the game outright. But yeah, very, very nice looking play on that one. Let's have a look here. Portland, Portland. I have a system on it. The system comes in at 57% or 10.4% ROI. This year it hasn't been profitable. This year that 57% system has only hit 46%, and this has been a great system year in and year out. However, good indicator of what side. 22% of bets, 56% of money on Portland in this one. See if there's anything else here. Steam on both sides. And again, the early steam was on Milwaukee, and I agree. I think that line was probably too low early. That line disappeared. And then you got steam around 11. If you can find 11, there's still some books out there at 11. Bet Online has 11. No, Heritage was 11. They're 10.5. So everything else looks like it's 10.5, but Bet Online still has 11. If it's me putting my money down, I'm betting Portland. However, I'm not taking this game either. So, especially in NBA, if you're a masterclass, or I haven't given out any NBA plays and free picks, but if you're a masterclass, like NBA, a little bit more selective. Okay, a little bit more selective. Yeah. So let's. And just to go back, that the question. I think Eric asked it. The question about the Milwaukee Portland game. I got two systems on the over as well here. So, yeah, I would probably steer clear of that one personally. All right, I do have to go, but I'm going to do one more here quickly. And then I just want to finish with. Actually, that's a good question that Benjamin asked. All right, Charlotte Hornets. You guys are definitely asking about the sharp size today. This is cool. Okay, so I have an indicator, okay? But again, indicators, it's either system or it's an indicator, okay? There's an indicator. The indicator is saying Charlotte, but the indicator has a 1.3% ROI. So very, very thin profit. It comes in at, the high 52% range, which is, again, barely making a profit. But it is pointing towards that size. On that side, 42% of bets, 63% of money. So that's nice. Steam on both sides. Let's see where these books are. Yeah, Charlotte seems to be getting the steam around 3.5, and then Miami seems to be getting it around 3. If you wanted to be on this game, and again, this is another game yeah. Okay, there's a way to play this, okay? There is a way to play this. I just can't really say what it is because I gave it out in Masterclass. Well, I think the line's moved enough, I could say. Okay, we took a team total over in this one, so I'll leave it at that, okay? Yeah, Charlotte's aside. If you have BetMGM, they have Charlotte 3.5. There you go. Okay, you can extrapolate for what you want from what I just said. All right, I'm going to end on this one, guys. So what happened to the hockey squirrel? So, yeah, it's been clouded in mystery. What happened? We were falling out, whatever the case. Okay, so with hockey squirrel, guys, he's a young go-getter. He's smart. He's really obviously heavy into hockey and what he does, and he just wanted to go his own way. So, that's fine. I wish him the best of luck. It obviously... the relationship and what I was hoping to kind of bring to this community didn't work out. And I was disappointed about that aspect of it because, I was hoping that, he'd be a good contributor, add free picks from time to time. And, maybe we could bring some other people into the community. I think after that experience, I probably won't because I don't want to introduce someone to you guys and then all of a sudden it's okay, well, they're going to go off and do their own thing. So totally his decision. I wish him all the best. Now, when it comes to what's my opinion of Hockey Squirrel as a capper, I think he's unbelievable at hockey. I know he's branched off into baseball, I think, and some other stuff. I don't know about that. It's a whole different animal when you start getting into baseball. And baseball, I love baseball because there's so many variables, but you can make a ton of money in baseball. You really, really need to know what you're doing when it comes to baseball. So anyways, I wish him luck there. When it comes to hockey, you guys know I've killed it this year in hockey. Year in year, I've been a good hockey capper. I would put him right up there with me. And I think it was evident last year that games where Hockey Squirrel and I had consensus plays, where we were both on the same side, I don't know what percentage we hit on there, but high, very high. So no hard feelings towards him. I think he's a great, capper with hockey, and remains to be seen. I mean, a lot of the skill sets that you have in one sport, you can translate over into other sports, but you really have to understand. And making that move from hockey to baseball, it can be a difficult one. But, you know, I wish him the best. And, you know, the people that follow, he's got a channel, right? He's got his own channel. So, you know, you can definitely go check him out. And he's a good dude, but just wasn't a good fit here on the old Bender Wins channel. So, guys, I hate to do this. We're 35 minutes in. I want to do some more lives on YouTube more often. I apologize. I've done a few on TikTok. You guys can follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to, like, you know, maybe I'll do both one time. We'll see. But I do have to wrap it up there, guys. So it was fun chatting with you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the weekend. Yeah, it's going to be for Masterclass members. It will be a later card today. As I said, I'm having some company over for dinner, so I got to take a break now. And I'll get back capping after dinner and then get the card out whenever I can. I've kind of gone through some preliminaries, but the problem is it's really hard. I have my lines for tomorrow, but that's as far as I can really go right now, because when the other lines aren't out yet, you can't really determine if there's value or there's not value. I have an idea where there's some value already tomorrow, but yeah. Anyways, wrap it up. Oh, that's something to talk about. Last thing I'm going to say, guys, potentially, and I know when I say potentially, some people hear it as definitely. Potentially, 2 different 3-unit plays this coming week. 2 different 3-unit plays potentially in 1 week, which is crazy because I think we've gone 6 months since we had a 3-unit play. That's funny how sports betting is sometimes, right? Sometimes you go months and months and months without a 3-unit. They're definitely going to be 2-unit plays. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, I'd love to stick around. Maybe next time I'll get some more time, but it's hard to find time sometimes. So anyways, I wanted to just hang out with you guys. It was a blast. And before I go, guys, I want to say this. You guys are on some sharp picks, okay? You're on some sharp picks. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy. When I first started doing lives, the picks I got, like, you know, I just keep it to myself, but I'm like, man, I'm getting fed nothing but like really square plays. But everything you guys brought up today, pretty much everything you guys brought up, although it wouldn't be necessarily a bet for me, there was one game that I did bet out of that. It was sharp sides. So that's good on you guys. You're doing what you need to do. You're finding that value. You're finding the sharp sides, and I love it. So keep doing what you're doing. Don't know about Olympics yet. We'll see. It's a little bit, with the men's side, I think, a little bit more difficult. The women's side, as I said, we gave out that, or I didn't give it out. The consensus play in consensus group, which we talked about and we laughed about for a long time, was minus 1,100. But literally, it was as close to 100% as you get in sports betting. That was Canada to win in regulation, I think. Like I said, I think they won 11-1. There's just not a scenario that I can come up with that they don't win that game in regulation. It's just, it would be, so many things would have to go wrong. So many things would have to go wrong. Like I said, it's better than 99% chance that was going to cover. So that was a play, risking, in the consensus group, we risked 11 units to win 1 unit. My bankroll, I went half a unit because I'm not risking, you know, weird things happen sometimes for that. I just didn't want to go a full unit at that. So I went half unit, picked up a half unit. And to be honest, at the end of the first period, it was a little bit of a sweat because it was 2-1, but it's like, I know Canada's going to pull away. Like, this just doesn't, anyways, they end up winning 11-1 or something. So that's it, guys. I got to roll. We'll see you later. We're going to do this again soon. Thank you guys very much.